Hi, I'm Michael Burke, and this is Money Talks.
Welcome back to Money Talks Part 2, and Mick is going to continue the interview. And this is Racine Automotive Group managing partner Chuck Harvey. But we don't want to talk about him; it's about me right now. But Mick, continue, please.
Okay, thank you. Let's just finish up. One thing that I think is interesting, Chuck, about how you run your business is the fact that you actually intentionally have shorter hours than some of your competitors.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Well, the reason that I decided to open my own facility is because I wanted to be able to spend time with my kids. With that being said, and my employees as well. Family is super important. The last thing you want to do in this business, it takes a lot of hours to work, is to be stuck here at work when your wife's at home with the kids. It's difficult. So the way we scheduled it, we actually work about 40 hours a month less than most other facilities, and that's what draws the people that we have working here to work here.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe we get a little bit better quality person because they want to be part of their family.
And so you, by giving them more of a work-life balance, you also have to balance that against convenience for people who work during the day and they still need to come after hours. So yeah, but that's I like
It allows people to be where they're at. And I tell everybody, when you're here, let's put our working hats on, let's work. When you're home, be home. Mm-hmm. Don't worry about work.
Yeah. Well, the reason Leroy Butler is here today is because you guys have a pretty interesting association going where you've been sponsored. Bullying is a real, anti-bullying message is a real passion with you. In fact, you even have a name for it, Butler versus Bullying.
Making friends, not enemies.
Yeah. So how in the world does that tie in with your business?
Well, I think the no-brainer solution to cars and service attracted me to Chuck. I really wanted to get back into the car business, but at the same time, I wanted to do it if it was a good fit. When I met a company that was so good with the community, I said, well, you know what, let's just see if this can work. And we got to be, our families know each other, and Chuck is right, it is about family. Kevin here, one of our guys who work in the financial department, his kids go to the same school as my kids. So I told him I had a program called Butler versus Bullying. And what we try to do was talk about some of the real life challenges for families to have. And I said, well, you know what, I would like to go to schools, which I've been doing, and speak about my message. I was a disabled kid in a wheelchair, had clumsy feet, and I was a target for a lot of kids to pick on me, but I grew up to play for the Packers, and it's a great story. Mm-hmm. I have a book about my life. So what Chuck went back and did, said, you know what, let's purchase some books for some kids, and he would actually sponsor me to go to some of the schools, and we went to 2 schools today, Starbucks Middle School and Union Grove Elementary, to actually speak. And actually Scott, our camera guy, was able to attend one of them, so he saw the program. So now the biggest thing, you come in, you can buy a car at the same time, I can go to the school and talk to the kids. It's a great program.
And so you've been sponsoring those appearances, but it goes beyond that. Take it the next step about the how you are able to replace the the pizza fundraisers and things, the fundraising aspect.
What we're trying to do is we're trying to introduce Leroy's message to the kids. That's number one, and to the teachers, and then we're trying to do the next step, which we haven't really done yet. But this is the next introduction, is to try to tie in the school districts with some fundraising. It's super hard nowadays to do fundraising. Yes. I think people are tired. We talked about it, Mick. But people are tired of buying popcorn and pizza. So we're taking that to the next level as far as trying to tie the school into the facility, and we'll give back. It's part of our whole Robin Hood of Racine kind of message, is to give back to the community. Community gives back to us. So.
But the fundraiser in this case is unique. Tell what that is.
What we're trying to do is we're trying to tie in the service department. So a school, for example, Starbucks, if we can get the teachers in that school and the families from that school to do some service work here, cost effective, less expensive, we'll give back to that specific school. And we're going to try to do it with each individual school that we go out and talk to.
Yeah, that's a really interesting concept.
It
So
really
instead
is,
of buying
yeah.
overpriced popcorn in a big fancy tin,
Yeah.
you get the oil change
Yeah.
that you
Gonna
needed
do
anyway,
anyways, right.
Yep.
and it introduces somebody new perhaps to your business.
Absolutely.
And
Right.
then the school gets that kind of fundraiser.
And it's right in the community. I mean, so you got to get your oil changes. You got to buy tires. If you knew it was going, a portion of it was going back to your school, I think for parents it's a win-win for everybody. And plus, you're gonna get no-brainer prices. And that's why I chose here to work. I could have worked with a lot of other dealerships, but none of them wanted to be in the community like Racine Automotive. So I was just thrilled to do it.
And of course, you're going to be the new, and already are doing radio work on ads, and you'll be
Absolutely.
the new, kind of the new face.
I think it's one of the best ads of all time, but
I would
that's
agree.
just,
I
I'm a
would
little
agree.
biased.
I would
But to
agree.
have fun with it, it just introduces people to say, listen, if you live in Mount Pleasant, if you live in Racine, Kenosha, Oak Creek, which I live in Oak Creek, it doesn't matter where you come from. We're all in this thing together. If we want our kids to grow up to be leaders, not followers, we have to show some leadership and choose. If it's a company that's investing in your community, that's where you should be investing your money. And it makes sense. And plus, you know, you may get lucky enough to meet me one day. You never know. I just think it's a good program. We have a lot of fun. And I think the one thing about these kids, they always say, you know what, I didn't know that. I didn't know that most athletes grow up like me. And I think it's a good message.
Yeah, I think it is too. On that optimistic and hopeful note, I'm going to thank Chuck Harvey, Managing Partner of Racine Automotive Group, for being on the
Thank you so
show.
much for coming out, Mike.
Leroy Butler, great
Thank you very
pleasure in
much,
meeting
Mike.
you. Thanks a lot
Yeah.
for being on the show. Thanks to the guy behind the camera, Scott Anderson.
Thanks,
I'm
Scott.
Michael Burke. Thanks for watching.